Hello and welcome back to my channel. So my name's Vicky and I create a lot of food content. I also do shopping hauls and recipe ideas, but this week I'm going to take you through what we eat typically as a family of 5, including myself, my husband and our 3 teenage sons. I do get sick of the same question night after night, what's for dinner, and I really do struggle to come up with ideas, so hopefully this will help some of you guys. Let's go and have a look at some of the things we've been eating recently. I've decided to pre-make some burgers for tonight's dinner. I thought if I get it done now, I'm more likely to do it rather than wait until we're really busy later on and everyone's hungry. Just feel like I give myself a little bit more time. So I've got some pork and beef mince in here. It's like 750 grams. It's just a ready mixed pack from Aldi. And then I've got some garlic granules, some mixed herbs, and I'm going to put a little bit of this Korean bulgogi marinade in. This goes really well with beef, and I thought it might give it a nice little flavour. It's got a little hint of spice and it's a little bit sweet. I'm not going to put all of it in, but probably about half of this. It'll give them a really nice flavour, hopefully. And then I want to make them really thin, like McDonald's style, like burger patties, because I'd like to put a couple in each bun, rather than making, like, sometimes when you make massive burgers, I don't know if anyone else finds this, you make them into like a big meatball size, and then when you cook them they stay really round and fat, and they're just not as easy to put in buns. So what I might do is roll these into like balls, weigh them out, and then get a rolling pin and make them really quite flat. I've also dug out my Tefal grill. I have given this a thorough clean, like scrubbed it to death. So any bits you can see on it are literally like part of like the tarnishing and things. But if anyone remembers, I used to use this all the time. It's got different settings for steak, burgers and chicken. It's definitely well loved, but like I say, I have had this soaking and I've scrubbed it to death. So it's one of those things that's as new looking as I'm gonna get it. I thought I'd give it a go. It still works perfectly. So I'm gonna cook the burgers on here. So I'm just gonna play it by just put a few bits and pieces in. I might add a tiny bit of salt, but I don't want to go too mad, so I'll kind of set you up and show you as I go. Right, I'm going to add maybe a little bit more. I'm going to add some garlic granules. Can't go wrong with garlic. And then I'm going to add in some mixed herbs. I'll just throw all that in. I've taken my jewellery off, washed my hands so I can get right in here. I mean, I would rather use a spoon because of the sauce, but it's not going to cut it the same. I haven't decided yet whether to cook them and pop them in the fridge and then assemble the buns later, or whether to do what I sometimes do and assemble the buns, wrap them in foil, and then just pop them in the air fryer later on. It gives more of a like Five Guys kind of takeaway burger because everything sticks together. I might add a little bit more of the sauce because it's not particularly saucy. I think this would make really nice meatballs as well with this sauce. And I'm going to use this bowl and then do 12 little balls of 62 grams. Okay, so I'm thinking, wow, 59 grams. That was a pretty good guess. I'll put a tiny bit more on. Now we're at 64. They're not going to be exact, but I'm going to form each of these. Now I need to get messy. I'm going to roll them into meatballs to start with, and then I'm going to flatten them down. I think I've ended up with 14 because I kind of erred on the side of caution, so I put less in each one, but that's fine. I'm going to put 2 per burger anyway, so I've got a couple of spares. So I'm going to kind of flatten them out. I've got my rolling pin, but that might be a bit overkill. I have thoroughly sprayed down my top, by the way. I kind of want them really nice and thin, but I also want them to stick together. I'm going to heat up my grill, and then if I put them straight on it, they'll cook. Okay, so that was a slight fail. Not fail, yeah, fail. They're too thin, so I've doubled them up. I've put 2 balls together. I think because I added the sauce, it's made them not stick together. That's fine. The others I can still use, but they're just going to need to be built carefully. So we've got the 5 nice big burgers there, and then I've got 4 little spares, which I'll show you. There's my skinny ones, looking fine, so I can still just double those up in a burger. They are definitely very delicate, so they need to go in be held together with cheese and like mayo or something. So here's the bigger ones, working much better, to be honest. But this is what I was going for, doubled up like that, but they are looking very precarious. These, however, much better. So I'm going to take these off now. They're pretty much cooked. They will continue cooking as they cool, and then I'm going to wrap them up nice and tightly in foil so they can like retain all of their moisture, and I'll just reheat them a little bit later on. So I decided instead of wedges I'm going to actually do potato skins for tonight to go with the burgers. Not necessarily what you'd have with burgers, but these are massive potatoes. Seems a shame to make wedges. I've also got some bacon, some Philadelphia, some spring onions and some cottage cheese that all needs using up. So these have been in the microwave for about 20 odd minutes because they're so huge. Then I've just sprayed the skin with some oil and put some salt on. I'm going to do that on the other side. I'm going to pop these in the air fryer on quite a high heat, so about 205 maybe, for 10 minutes or so to let the skins go crispy. And then I'll let them cool, cut them in half, scoop them out, mix it with all the fillings like the chopped bacon and the Philadelphia and things, spring onions, put it back in, grate some cheddar over the top, and then these can go in the air fryer or the oven when I'm ready to assemble the burgers. So I'll put these in and then I'll show you it as I go. Our potatoes are looking amazingly crispy. I'm just going to leave the air fryer open now, let them cool down, and then I'm going to scoop them out and mix the fillings together. They look so good. I could just eat one like as a jacket right now. So I've added my cheese to the top of these. I've got some spring onions cut ready to put on afterwards. So they're just in the air fryer, and I'm going to do them on the chip setting, which I think is about 20 minutes on 200, something like that, 25 minutes. I don't know, if I'm doing them on the chip setting, and then the burgers I've just got to reheat. And here's our potato skins. They are looking so good. Doing them in the air fryer, they've come out really nice and crispy, and the skins have gone extra crispy as well. And then we've got our burgers that I made earlier with the bulgogi seasoning. Some lettuce, mayo, ketchup, cheese slice, and I just refresh these. These are buns that I had in the freezer, and I just refresh them with a little bit of water, and then I usually pop them in the air fryer, but because that was being used, I put them in the toaster. If you're going to do that, make sure that the buns are dry before you put them in the toaster, because the whole house just went pitch black. Bit of a rookie mistake there, but never mind, it's all good. That's what trip switches are for. So yeah, this is what it's for dinner tonight. And then we've got all our other ones in there looking really nice and golden. So for tonight's dinner I have made a savoury mince. So this is basically what I would use in a cottage pie if I was making that. So I've got celery, carrots, onion, garlic, some peas, that's my washing machine going in the background, some chopped carrots, I don't know if I said that. Then I've got some of this British extra lean beef mince, this is 3% fat, and I've put in 2 beef stock cubes, some gravy granules and a sort of slug of red wine, some black pepper, and I think that's about it so far. Oh, and some Worcestershire sauce. And then I'm just letting this simmer away. And I'm actually going to serve it with brown rice today instead of mash, just to make a change. You can also serve it with pasta. It's really good with actual spaghetti, like long spaghetti as well. But I think I'm going to do it with rice today. Really simple, and just pack it full of veg. And it's really quick to do, but it's really, really tasty. I might put a teaspoon of Marmite in as well, just to give it that little bit of meaty flavour. So if you like fajitas, I highly, highly recommend this kit. This is by Capsicana, and I usually buy mine in Sainsbury's. I wait till it's on offer because I think it is about £4.30 a kit. And they do usually have it for like £1 or £1.50 off. So nice. It's just that little bit different from a normal fajita kit. It's got coconut flavours, tomato. You make a really nice tomato salsa to go with it. I've also got some avocado in the fridge actually, so I might do some of that as well. But I've chopped up my chicken, and then I've got 2 small red onions and 1 red pepper. So I'm going to put all this in a pan that's heating up, fry it off, and then you get everything in here that you need. So you get your tortillas as usual in a fajita kit, and then you get a paste that goes in with your chicken and peppers. Then you get this paste that goes in with 2 fresh tomatoes. This is a mint, mango and chipotle salsa. So I'll mix that with some fresh tomatoes. I'm going to chop up some avocado. I've got some lime juice and some fresh coriander. And yeah, I'll show you it as I go, but basically just throw it all in and it does the work for you. So I've got my salsa in here. So I've got my tomatoes, the sauce that comes with it, which has got mint and mango. And then I've just plucked and just picked some fresh coriander as well, my little coriander plant. So I'm going to mix this together. I'm going to leave this at room temperature because we're not eating just yet. Got my chicken and peppers in here. I'm going to pop a lid on this. This is finished cooking now. And then in here I've just washed and chopped some sweet potatoes. I've left the skins on. I've just made them into fries. Put them in a plastic bag and put some spray oil in there. Then I've added some of this smoky carter wasabi and lime barbecue rub into the sweet potato mix. I'm going to let that sit and soak in. I'll do those in the air fryer, and then later on I've just got to heat up my tortillas and heat up the chicken, and we're all done, ready for dinner. So this is our Latin fusion fajita kind of dish. That's a tomato and coconut one. Got our sweet potato fries. They've come out really, really nice and crispy. They've got really nice wasabi lime seasoning on them. Cheese is our little tomato salsa there, and some tortillas underneath. And this is what we've got for dinner tonight. So for tonight's dinner we have got homemade scotch eggs. I've just used some pork mince, obviously some eggs which I boil for 7 minutes. I used to do them for 6.5, but I found 7 is just that sweet spot. You can see they've still got soft yolks, and then I put them in ice water, and then just got a little bit of lettuce and onion, and I popped them in the air fryer for 15 minutes on 180 degrees, and that cooks them perfectly. They're just coated in a sage and onion stuffing mixture. So for our next meal I picked up some of these new in barbecue chicken wings from the freezer section in Sainsbury's. These were really inexpensive, and they've started putting air fryer friendly on some of their packaging, which I thought was quite interesting. I got some of these chicken and chorizo kebabs from the fresh section as well. They both went in the air fryer. I just did the chicken wings first and then took them out and popped the koftas in. And I just served this with some boiled rice and some pressure cooked rice, some corn on the cob, and there was also some coleslaw for those who do like it. A really simple dinner, but these are really, really tasty. The chicken wings especially had a really nice smoky barbecue flavour, so I'd really recommend picking them up if you are in Sainsbury's in the near future. And one of my all-time favourite recipes is my creamy lemon chicken pasta. I've got a whole separate video on how I make this, but it's basically lemon, white wine stock or white wine, soft cheese, a tin of condensed soup, chicken soup, celery soup, mushroom, it doesn't really matter which one you use, and then some pasta, whatever green veg you happen to have knocking around the fridge or freezer. So I had asparagus to use up, and I also had some broccoli. I popped that all in, season it with some garlic seasoning, salt and pepper. Add in all my bits and pieces, and loads of fresh parsley from the garden. I mean, it doesn't have to be from the garden, it can be from the shop, but we happen to have a big tub of fresh parsley growing, so I always put the parsley in it now as well. It just makes it really, really nice. And add loads of Parmesan cheese on the top, more black pepper. Really, really simple, doesn't take very long, it's absolutely delicious. I really recommend you try it, and I will leave the original video with the whole recipe in it linked down below. It's what you do.